Good evening, everyone. My name is Yanki Shering. I am the Executive Director of Accompany Capital, and I am delighted to welcome you to Accompany Capital's ninth annual Immigrant Heritage Week Awards event. Each year, we mention what makes the event special. It can be our inspiring guest speakers, our honorees, or a special recognition of the impact of our services. 2020, however, for most of us, was like no other year in our lifetimes. So we spent some time reflecting and thinking about what we experienced and learned from in 2020, and that has shaped the theme of this year's event: recovery, reimagining, reopening, and revitalizing. First, recovery. The first 2 months of the pandemic changed everything in New York. Businesses shut, jobs were lost, schools were closed, and many New Yorkers, including many of our clients and their families, became ill with COVID 19. In the thick of that first wave, a company capital assessed what was needed to help our clients weather the storm and provided assistance that helped many of our clients, their families, and their businesses survive. Our emergency grants for refugee clients, for instance, were vital in providing hard hit families with the resources they needed to bounce back. We also became a trusted source of information about government relief for businesses, including PPP loans, forgivable loans, and disaster loans, not only for our loan clients, but also for other businesses who participate in our workshops and webinars. I want to extend a special thank you to our wonderful team at Accompany Capital, who work sometimes until well past midnight to help our clients. One of the effects of staying at home directives has been to speed the adoption of existing technology, as well as the development of new digital, online, and virtual business solutions. We have been working with our clients to help them improve their online presence and capabilities, and in some cases, bring their businesses online for the first time. It has also compelled many of us to rethink how we will do business differently in the future. And then reopening. As the restrictions have gradually lifted in New York, we have worked closely with clients to help them understand new guidelines, new behaviors, and new operating plans that allow them to open safely and successfully. Later this evening, you will hear the stories of five incredible New Yorkers who demonstrated resiliency, reimagined their future, and even during the height of the pandemic, worked towards their dream and are contributing to their communities. And now, it is my great pleasure to share with you messages from the New York City Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs, Commissioner Bitta Mostofi, and then from Congresswoman Nydia Velazquez.
Hi, I'm Bitta Mostofi, Commissioner for the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs, and I'm so excited to join you at this ninth annual Immigrant Heritage Week Awards. I want to start by thanking Yanki and the entire Accompany Capital team. Really, it has been a remarkable thing to witness how quickly you moved into action during this pandemic and how smartly you ensured that the services and the resources that you provided to the immigrant business owners and entrepreneurs that you serve were ones that really could ensure a continued resilience and a future recovery. So thank you so much for your work, and congratulations to all of the awardees. What we've seen time and time again in our city is that spirit of ingenuity, that spirit of resilience, and that dedication to a life that's full and filled with dignity and accomplishment is what immigrants so beautifully bring to our city. And history has told us in some of our darkest hours, in some of the lowest moments, it is with the power and through the power of immigrants and immigration that the city has ensured its recovery. So, on behalf of not just myself, but of the mayor, thank you so much for all that you have already done. Congratulations on your accomplishments, and we can't wait to cheer you on because you will no doubt do so much more.
Hi, I am Congresswoman Nydia Velazquez, representing New York's 7th Congressional District and chairwoman of the House Small Business Committee. Thank you so much for allowing me to join you for today's Immigrant Heritage Week Award ceremony. First off, I would like to recognize all the small businesses in attendance today. 2020 has been one of the toughest years on record for entrepreneurs. This year, you faced unprecedented challenges, and the effort it took to make it to where you are today was extraordinary. I would also like to thank Accompany Capital for its efforts in supporting small businesses during COVID. Immigrant Heritage Week serves as a reminder that the immigrant story is the American story. For centuries, our country has welcomed immigrants from around the world. In coming to the United States, these immigrants have often risked their safety and well-being to pursue the American dream. In turn, they have made our country better. For generations, they have fueled American small businesses and embodied the entrepreneurial spirit that helps make our country great. Immigrant entrepreneurs are a dynamic group, starting businesses at a higher rate than the general population. But despite their success, these entrepreneurs encounter many obstacles that their peers do not face. COVID exacerbated existing challenges and highlighted the disparities that immigrant business owners face. The pandemic closed businesses owned by people of color at a disproportionate rate. Access to federal relief programs was also unequal. In the beginning, loans went to well-connected, larger businesses at the expense of small firms. Congress and the Biden administration have taken steps to make these programs more equitable, but more must be done. Because if our economy is to recover, we need small businesses like yours operating at full strength. Tonight's awards winners have shown the power of resiliency and how much entrepreneurs can accomplish under extraordinary circumstances. These businesses endured a tough year and have emerged more focused and determined than ever. The entrepreneurial spirit that they embody will be crucial as New York City and communities across the country rebuild post-pandemic. Immigrant-owned businesses will help lead the way in our recovery because they help make up the foundation of our economy and the glue that holds our communities together. Thank you again for allowing me to speak with you today and congratulating tonight's award winners.
That was wonderful, wasn't it? Thank you to Congresswoman Velazquez for being one of the most tireless advocates for support of small business owners. The quote, "The immigrant story is the American story," from her particularly, I know, resonates with all of us here this evening. And we particularly want to thank the New York Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs, Commissioner Bitta Mostofi, for her encouragement and support during the pandemic. And of course, to the Moyer team for all their hard work to ensure that New York City's immigrants and refugees receive the resources and information they need to thrive, and most importantly, feel safe. I am very pleased to now ask Accompany Capital Board Chair Kwame Marfo to say a few words.
Thank you, Yankee. Good evening. I'd like to welcome Congresswoman Nydia Velazquez, Commissioner Bitta, Mostofi, fellow members of the Board of Directors, Accompany Capital staff members, and all our guests to our annual Immigrant Heritage Awards Week, themed Recovery, Reimagining, Reopening, and Revitalizing. For those who do not know me, my name is Kwame Marfo. I'm the new board chair of Accompany Capital. First of all, please join me in thanking our previous board chair, Larry Rubenstein, for his outstanding work in putting the organization on the solid foundation on which we stand today, and in particular, his tireless oversight as we rebranded with a new name, Accompany Capital. The world as we know it changed on March 20th of last year, when Governor Andrew Cuomo issued New York shelter-in-place order to try to flatten the curve of the pandemic, which was running riot in New York City, then the global epicenter. Despite the uncertainty and the health and economic dislocation wrought by the virus, I am proud to say that as an economic first responder, Accompany Capital immediately rose to the occasion to stand firmly behind our clients and steer them through the crises. This was achieved not least through the outstanding leadership of our indefatigable executive director, Yankee Sharon, the hardworking staff who dug deep, and the wise counsel and the unwavering commitment of members of our board of directors. We finished the year in robust financial shape. We extended close to $7 million in loans, which was 20% above our target, with 95% of these loans going to immigrant entrepreneurs, women, and people of color, all the while achieving a loan loss rate of under 2%, which I should remind you is significantly below market. We also achieved many firsts, such as a $1.5 million in emergency loan fund, over $2 million in payment protection plan for givable loans, over $1 million in SBA CARES payment relief program, and over $80,000 in an online crowdfunding campaign. Along the way, we rebranded from Business Center for New Americans to Accompany Capital to better reflect our commitment to being not only a capital provider, but also a trusted confidant to our clients, supporting them every step of the way through their entrepreneurial journeys. Tonight, we'd like to celebrate the true stars of the show. These dynamic entrepreneurs, most of whom have come from distant lands to fulfill the American dream, and who in doing so have also more than ever kept the city's economic engine revving, even in the dark days of the pandemic, providing essential goods and services while often putting their health and safety and other families at risk. I'm sure I echo the sentiments of everyone here by saying, thank you all for the work you do. At this point, I'd like to hand over to Francis Smith, who runs our IDEA Refugee Savings Program.
Thank you, Kwame, and good evening, everyone. My name is Francis Smith, and I'm the program manager of Accompany Capital's Individual Development Account Program. Each year, about 50 people and families graduated from this program after they have successfully saved money in a special account and attended workshops that cover topics related to their savings goal. Those goals can range from further education to career certification to home ownership or starting a micro business. Once they reach their saving goals, they are awarded a match grant which they can use toward their goal. Each person has their own unique story, coming to the United States on their own or with their families, and working toward their professional and personal dreams. I have the pleasure of working with 3 people that you are about to meet, and I have been inspired by their determination and focus, not only to achieve their own dreams, but also to contribute to the economy and the communities they live in. Now, let's watch the video to learn about them.
Hi, my name is Fatoumata Diallo. I'm from Guinea, West Africa. I graduated last May and I just started working like 2 months ago with the Department of Health doing vaccination for the COVID-19.
A few weeks after I arrived into the US, I started my first year at the University of Delaware. I knew I always had to go for physics. Being on this track, it's a mind-blowing experience. My name is Victor Romiez Elgato. I am from Caracas, Venezuela.
De mi trabajo lo que más me gusta es diseñar, crear, porque para mí esto más que un trabajo es arte. Mi nombre es Luz Villada y vengo de Colombia. Hacía poco había llegado a este país y estaba en búsqueda de dinero para empezar mi trabajo. Y alguien me dijo de este lugar que me podían ayudar y fui allí y claro, allí conocí a alguien que me prestó un poco de dinero para empezar a salir adelante.
So 2020 shifted everything for me. A lot of members of my family, some people got infected and some passed away in my community. So it was very hard spiritually and financially. No jobs, jobless, and we had school to pay.
Accompany Capital helped me continue to move forward into my goal of graduating as a bachelor's.
Before they gave me the fund, I wasn't able to register for the next semester, which would actually slow me down from graduating. So I'm very grateful and thankful for that help.
Durante la pandemia me han colaborado porque con los problemas de trabajo que han habido, ellos me han ayudado a sostener los pagos y no quedarme atrás. Ha habido que trasladarse del lugar porque tenía el taller en Manhattan, pero aquí en el garaje de mi casa estoy tratando de salir adelante, contactando a los clientes y yo sé que lo vamos a hacer.
I am very excited about what comes next. My next goal is to pursue a PhD in astrophysics. It's really something that I want to do for the rest of my life.
Mi sueño es seguir creciendo y poder mañana volver a mi taller a Manhattan, porque después de todo esto, todo va a ser mejor.
It's always nice when you change someone's life. I'm currently a nurse. My whole dream is to be a doctor, so who knows, maybe I'm gonna go back to medical school.
It is therefore my great honor to present the New Beginnings Awards to Fatoumata Diallo, Luz Vilada, and Victor Ramirez Delgado. Please join me in congratulating them with a round of applause. And now we are going to meet them one by one. Fatoumata, congratulations.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for your presentation. Thank you. I thank the company Capital for this award. And I would like also to thank my parents, friends, and also Francis for supporting me, helping me throughout my journey. And I'm so grateful and thankful to be one of the awardees today. And yeah, my future goal is to go back to school for medical school. And one day I will be your doctor, hopefully. So this is my award. Just want to present it. I wish you guys would have seen this, but you know, thank you so much. I appreciate you all.
So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Victor Ramirez Delgado, congratulations.
Yes, hello everyone. I would like to thank Accompany Capital and its staff for supporting my education and for this incredible award too. I also have my Apple. Their support has allowed me to pursue my passion here in the US and to be one step closer to achieving my bachelor's degree. And I would also like to give a special thanks, of course, to my parents, my family, my advisor, and all my loved ones that have supported me in this journey to chase my dreams. Your support has given me the motivation and the strength to be a better version of myself every single day. And what I aspire to do is to keep this momentum and to now pursue my PhD in astrophysics and one day just work as a researcher in astrophysics.
Thank you, Victor. And now, Luz Vilada, congratulations.
Luz Villada unfortunately couldn't be here with us tonight. She's in Colombia, she's experiencing connection issues, but I want to share her words with you. She said, I feel so grateful for receiving this award. Accompany Capital's help has not only allowed me to start a new life here in US as a person, but also as a woman entrepreneur. And this award, it's motivating me to move forward stronger.
Thank you, Juan, for accepting this award for Luz.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And now, please welcome Leonie Dasrowski.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Leonie Dasrowski, Chief Lending Officer at Accompany Capital. In our planning at the beginning of 2020, we set goals to make at least 5.2 million in loans to micro and small businesses in New York's 5 boroughs. But then the pandemic struck, and suddenly we realized our normal ways of underwriting and reviewing loan requests were not applicable during those unprecedented times. We had to come up with a new product to quickly respond to the needs of struggling businesses. So we created an emergency loan option of up to $25,000, initially targeting our existing loan clients who had shown themselves to be reliable, regular in their repayments, and steadily building capacity. Fortunately, we already had a system in place to operate and communicate remotely, which we quickly adopted into a fully digital underwriting system. From April 1st to September 30th of 2020, we were able to disburse 112 emergency loans for the total of 1.5 million. And by the end of the year, we had made over 6.8 million in loans, and were able to continue to support businesses like Gold Organic Farm and its owner, Rafik, the winner of 2021 Job Creator Award. Let's take a moment to learn about Rafik and his growing business.
It's a little further down from Dumbo. It's all close to the water. We call it downtown Brooklyn. It's a good locations. If you know what you're doing down here, you'll be successful. My name is Rafik Al Mamlouh. I came from Yemen in 1995. That's the time I entered this country. And I don't have anything. This is my first store I did in 2008. This is my first baby. I love to be a business owner in New York City to make a good living for you and your family. If you know what you're doing, it's great. First time when I opened up, I was very excited to be my own business. This is very hard when you start it, but when you get used to it, you know what is coming to you. My brother came from Yemen, and then we get together, and then we'll be open location after location. Every 2 years, 3 years, we have a new locations. And now we have almost 8 locations.
Remember, there was nothing there.
But this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the last time you come, we just bought, you said get the lease. Yeah. Our company capital is big helpful. I'm dealing with them for almost now 5 years. In the beginning, when I found Leonard, and then he really helped me open the stores. So every time I open a new location, I'm happy. Like the one I'm gonna open in 2 weeks from now in Williamsburg, we call it a Healthy Way Organic Market. Now I have 119 people working for me. I'm really happy when I see people have a job to support their family, living good. I already have 8 locations, and I'm looking forward to be 20, 50, as much as I can.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring a little bit of a sound of real New York business, because we're sitting here in Brooklyn Bridge Diner with Rafik Al Mamlouh, and it's maybe a little bit loud, a little bit noisy, but that sounds like a music to my ears, because this is the sound of New York business, reopen and accepting people, feeding people, music is playing, and it gives me a great pleasure to present the 2021 Job Creator Award to Rafik Al Mamlouh.
Thank you very much. I am very grateful that I'm here with Mr. Leonard, and he's very helpful with iCapital company. They helped me very big time to create 2 businesses. They loaned me the first time for almost 5 years. I've been dealing with them. They never give me any hard time. They're always very helpful. I really appreciate it for the gift, for the word, and always very grateful for them, and I appreciate everything they done for me. Thank you very much.
And I would like to present Juan Gonzalez, our senior loan officer, who is gonna introduce his client.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us to celebrate Accompany's Capital Immigrant Heritage Week event and to honor some exceptional businesses. My name is Juan Gonzalez, and I am a senior loan officer at Accompany Capital. As you know, 2020 was particularly difficult for small businesses in New York City and all across the United States. Unfortunately, some small businesses closed forever, but many are still standing. The creativity, strength, adaptability, and resiliency demonstrated by New York City small business owners is commendable and inspirational. Accompany Capital was and is still here for them. This year, the Made in New York Award goes to a cocktails manufacturer located in Brooklyn, New York, that during the pandemic has truly embodied a strong entrepreneurial spirit, believing that there is always a way to overcome challenges. This woman and her business partners had the courage to scramble and grow their business during these challenging times and are underway to make their brand a household name. Accompany Capital has been part of their journey, providing technical assistance and unparalleled business financing through our micro and community advantage loan programs. Please join me as we listen to her story.
So I started my career in fashion business as a production manager. I met my co-founders here in Bushwick, Brooklyn. They were restaurant owners and I started working for them. And they were kind of thinking outside the box. I saw that there was a potential for my product development expertise to come in. My name is Roxane Mollicchi. I am from Corsica, but I have lived in Brooklyn, New York for the past 7 years. This is where kind of the idea of bottled batch cocktails started for us. We are making a true handcrafted quality available at any venue. We have now launched in 8 states. We're in Whole Foods in Louisiana. We launched in Georgia. California is doing very well with our products. The pandemic really affected us by increasing the volume originally. People were ready to think differently about cocktails. Bars and restaurants could sell alcohol with delivery services to help their revenue, so we were able to provide. Getting the Made in New York award from Accompany Capital is very exciting for us. We started here hyper-local. We had a restaurant, then a bar, and now we're providing a new venue soon. Tomorrow we'll be painting. Yesterday they were sheetrocking, and Friday will be bottling. This will be our tasting room, bar, and then go into the production space. The prospect of becoming national is huge. That's where we've been aiming, so I can't wait for that.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Roxane Mollicchi of the Wandering Barman as the winner of the 2021 Made in New York Award. Congratulations, Roxane.
Thank you, Juan. Thank you so much. Thank you to Accompany Capital for this beautiful apple, the most beautiful apple I've seen. And thank you to obviously my business partners. This is teamwork. We've worked very hard and still are, and we're very proud. And to everyone that supported me through the neurosis of having this business and growing it. And Juan, of course, who is really like a business partner at this point and has helped us so much. I'm very proud, very excited, and this is a great panel. Cheers.
Thank you, Roxane. And now we are heading back to our Executive Director, Yankee Schering.
Thank you so much, Juan, Francis, Leonard, and of course, our wonderful honorees. And now I'm going to ask all of you to join us. Open your video. I don't know if you have to ask Nicole or if there are others also, apart from the panelists who can join us, please join us. I want to thank everyone again. And I have some closing remarks. Let me see where I have them. So again, thank you to our honorees. Thank you to our board members who are here this evening for their support, and to our funders, many of whom called or sent messages of support and extra funding to make sure that we had the resources to help our clients in 2020. So my message to everyone is please stay safe. We look forward to meeting in person again soon. Whenever possible, please support micro and small businesses in your neighborhood. And I don't know if anyone has any closing remarks. We were so efficient, thanks to Catherine, Nicole, and Tsiring, that we actually finished ahead of time. So if anyone has any remarks they want to make, or please, you're welcome.
I want you to hear the background music in this wonderful Brooklyn Bridge diner. And
Yes.
it's a dreary day today, but usually there's a lot of people coming through the Brooklyn Bridge to this part of downtown Brooklyn, and sitting here with my wonderful client.
So I see a question in the chat panel, and I'm going to, so Victor, you look like you can take a question. It says, you look like you're ready. It says, what was their biggest challenge during the pandemic? Victor, that's actually a good question for Fatoumata too, and Roxane, because I know Roxane was scrambling to get supplies. So Victor, what was your biggest challenge during the pandemic?
I think the biggest challenge was just how unprecedented the change for everything was. So from going to in-person classes to having a very well-set routine, to then moving completely to online learning, to not being able to meet in person with advisors, to not be able to attend conference in persons. And then just like the other very subtle things like happen all the time, like how this past 2 weeks I've been quarantined because I was exposed to COVID, and I have to basically quarantine for almost 2 weeks, and just all those things that change our lives so much, but that little by little we find ways to adapt ourselves and to get through it. So
I know you're at work and you have to go back to work. So before you go back, you want to answer that question, because you're in the middle of, administering vaccines to New Yorkers. So what was your biggest challenge? That's the question that one of the attendees has for you.
The biggest challenge was school, from in person to Zoom, and especially for my clinicals. Because the beginning of the year, I was very happy to go see patients every day and learn more about disease and all that stuff. But once we did the remote learning, I didn't really have the chance to see nobody. We were just home, and we had a lot of work. And on top of that, we had more work to do. So that was very challenging, and also living with like my family, whom everybody is just so confused about the disease. Everybody had questions, and some of the questions I don't even know it, because it's a new disease that is going around, and I didn't really have answers for it. But one of the challenging ones were like, I wanted to help out so much, going to the hospitals and doing volunteering, but I couldn't do it because they keep telling me to stay home. So I couldn't do the volunteering that I wanted to do until when I started working here. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. And Roxane, I heard through Juan, you were scrambling to find bottles and materials for your growing business.
Yeah, we're lucky. We strategized and focused on bars and restaurants that could stay open, and off premise, which are liquor stores. So the alcohol consumption grew very much, but our supplies were depleted, and we had to reinvest a lot of money into being able to keep up with demand, and that was difficult. And our bottle supply, even now, we're very low. Things like that make it very hard to keep growing as much as you want, and we were in the middle of a build out. We had just signed the lease for our new space. So construction during COVID was also a bit of a challenge, and we took more time than planned because of it. So we are lucky to still have a business, and we're growing and we're doing well, but there's definitely a lot of challenges. And obviously the most basic challenge of just knowing if you should come to work or not, and how you deal with your employees and being safe, it's always kind of a toss up. We obviously did the best we could to be safe, but keep the business growing because we all needed it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I know Rafik thrived. His stores did very well during the pandemic, unlike many of our other clients.
I am. Actually, I'm a city employee also. I work with the city too. I drive the city bus, and I manage all the business with my partner. But it was really tough time in the beginning of coronavirus. We really, because I were doing food marketing. I was doing really great. In the beginning, I would say triple. And like 4 months later, it was slowed down because I'm in the heart of downtown Brooklyn. My rent is very expensive. For the 7 location I'm having right now, I'm paying almost $110,000 rent, just rent the sign. So right now, just a little tough time when I'm in right now with the rent because they shut downtown Brooklyn, especially where the courthouses, the schools, the colleges. Like, there's no much traffic coming in and out for the business, but we handle it. We still, continue our business, especially the diner where I'm with London right now. We've been closed for almost a year, but they help us a little bit with the rent. They give us like almost 4 month free rent, and then we continue. We just opened like 2 months ago, and I hope everything's coming back to normal. And thank you guys for everything you guys done for us. Every time we need something to open a new business,
We have to thank you, Rafik. You created so many jobs for New Yorkers. And
Yes,
that's
we did.
the mission of Accompany Capital, to help New Yorkers to thrive. So you're helping other New Yorkers to thrive.
Yeah, they really did help me, especially right now. I'm gonna have a new one opens in Williamsburg. I'm gonna ask all my businesses like in couple 3, 4, 5 months. There's gonna be French guys company, so I'm moving forward to be bigger than bigger and God willing. So in 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna open the Healthy Way Organic Market, 265 Bedford Avenue. Really great place. I'll put almost $1 million in it. So it's really really good.
No, thank you.
I'm really excited to open.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to turn to our board chair, Kwame. Do you have any closing remarks or any comments? Kwame is also an investor. He invests in small businesses in Africa. So, you're speaking to someone who may be able to impart some really useful advice.
Actually, I do have questions as opposed to making prepared remarks. So I had 2 questions. So one is to the entrepreneurs who are doing an amazing job. One is, what additional support would you like to see from funders and even from the city? And 2, what keeps you up at night?
Roxane is smiling. What keeps you up at night, Roxane? And what's on your wish list?
What keeps me up at night, there's not enough time to go through that list, but making sure we grow. I think people don't realize that to grow a business, you have to put a lot of money in up front. And while you're growing and there's demand, you always have to invest so much more upfront. So being very busy for a short amount of time actually might be difficult because you have to put in so much more money for inventory or built out or anything you do. So I think what I would like to see more is how, PPP loans and all these things kind of compare from one year to the other. But when you're a startup and a small company, you could be doing better than the year before, but that's not truly showing that you're not in difficulty. So ways of looking at businesses and making sure that we have projections, we're trying to double our production staff, and if we don't, we actually might really hurt the business because we've put all these other, and we put money into inventory, and we have a rent that's 10 times what it used to be. So I think I'd love to see a different outlook on how we analyze companies and the support that's given to them, and how to get it out to them quite fast. You know, sometimes it feels like you have to go through a lot to get a little bit, although Accompany Capital really does a great job, and Juan is so wonderful. I mean, but without him, I wouldn't know where to go. So some of these things keep me up at night.
I know that Rafik is working at night, so it's not, he's fully awake. But I don't know, Rafik, if you want to answer, our board chair's question about how else can the city or company capital or the federal government be more helpful to small businesses?
The only question I would like to ask, I mean, if they can increase a little more the loans, like more, they only give $250,000, which is like me, like if I open a business, I open it, it will cost me more than $1 million. Leonard, he be in all my businesses, he see them, like I do all custom made work, like cooking stuff, everything's like custom made in places, so it costs more money. So when I try to get a loan of that, it's not enough for me to cover my expenses, especially from construction. Right, when next me called, she was mentioned construction is cost a lot of money to be built in business. So if they increase it a little more to maybe like $500,000, it would be good. So that's the only question I have. And thank you.
So sadly, I think we're at the end of our event, and I'm telling you, I'm enjoying this so much. I could go on, but I'm getting messages that people have to leave. So thank you so much. Please stay in touch. If there's anything we can do to, I know there are a number of business owners who are attending. I see their comments in the chat box. Please reach out to our staff. You saw how wonderful Francis, Leonard, and Juan. We also have some other great staff. Reach out to them and see how we can support you in your journey to establish your business and thrive. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.